I am now going to share with you guys the subsector map that I finally got around to finishing. This is where the entirety of the remainder of the game will be played out. Now, if everybody bring it up full screen, I'll explain some things. See the little thinner line that goes from Dalla to 4th to Zub? That is the standard trade route. You can follow that thin line all the way around the map. And the black line is where you guys have been and where you will eventually go. You are right now up there on Zub. It was mentioned in a previous session that the trade route goes from Dalla to 4th to Zub, but you guys were going straight from Dalla to Zub. So there is the rest of your routes, the rest of your route for the 10 jobs that you guys are running during these 3 months. Okay.
BBF station, this is Doulos Transport, DFT 7118, requesting permission to depart.
She gives you a permission granted. Now you've got to pilot us out, so I'm not going to make you roll on it. Just go ahead and take a point on nav, helm, and pilot. And you get free of this little rundown shack of a station. You're going to need to lay in a new course to get out of the system, so give yourself a mark on astrogation. Well, never mind.
Oh no. And there's an unarmed object coming.
An unarmed object?
Unowned.
Unowned?
Mm-hmm.
Unowned object?
No, unknown.
Oh, unknown.
Object. I can't get it to there.
Oh, great.
Is it high speed, low speed?
Well, I
Maybe we
can't
should
tell
do.
because it's my iPad is frozen.
Let's do a sensor sweep then.
Well, he
That
does
would
have a
be
bit
a
more
content.
information.
Yeah, I do. It just
Let me see.
my iPad's frozen.
Unknown object bearing 18709, range 20,000 kilometers.
That's fast, I believe.
No, that's just the bearing, it's not the speed.
Oh. So now what are you gonna do?
Is it coming at us? I just fixed the ship, guys. You need to tell me what's going on.
Remember, they only have detectors.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I'll do a sensor sweep.
What?
I would think so. So I want to talk about this sensor station, guys. Here's what I think. The sensor station that Hera sits at is a collection of many sensors that scan for all sorts of specific things. You got one that'll scan for light, one that'll scan for radiation, one that scans for electricity, physical measurements, physical distance, material composition, etc. There's maybe 30 or 40 different analyzers at her sensor station. You wouldn't just use all of them every time you run a scan on something. So the ship sensor's skill on the page is in knowing what to scan for, which analyzers to use to gain as much useful information as you can, hopefully on the first try. Okay? So when you do a scan, it is the sensors station person that's going to decide which things to scan for. So when you guys say, hey, Hera, do a scan, she makes a judgment call of what to scan for. And I have created a new mini game for this.
Okay.
So here's what's going to happen first. You're going to give me a 2d6 plus plus your sensors skill, ship sensors skill.
10.
Okay, 10 is a success. Everybody remembers that 8 and higher is a success, right? So the way this is going to work from now on, when you do a scan, if you fail, you will get minimum information. If she succeeds, then she will get more information. If you succeed with a 12 or higher, I'll tell you everything that's in my notes. Makes sense to everybody? The whole premise of all sorts of different sensors. And the better you are at it, the better you would be at choosing which sensors to scan. So you just rolled a 10. So you see
Oh boy.
the following. And since you got a success, you'll be getting 2 chunks of information here. Okay, so you did your scan, and that's the information that you received.
What'd you find out, Hera?
Okay, it's a metallic cube, 4 meters on all sides. Object is scorched on all sides. There's trace gases and particulate matter or material in area suggests a recent explosion within 100 kilometers.
Okay, so now as I said, the new way of doing ship sensors is you're going to do that initial roll to get the initial information, right? She made a judgment call about which sensors to use. She got this information back. Now what the game turns into is, like for instance, what color is it? She will make a roll. You're going to use your color scanner or whatever. You'll make a roll and it will be strictly binary at that point. You'll either get information or you won't. I have some things here. She's made her initial scan. Any questions that could be scanned for, now's the time to ask them, and each one will be accompanied by.
Can you tell us
Hey,
one more
binary.
time what it said?
It's a metallic cube. It's 4 meters on each side, on all sides, and it's scorched on all 4 of the sides. There's
It is a cube.
right. Trace gases and particulate material in the area suggests a recent explosion within 100 kilometers.
Could you scan for like something that would have caused explosion?
Yeah, can we scan, or I mean, we should scan to see if there's anything else in the area. Although I guess it would have picked it up, huh?
What would have picked it up?
The sensors would have picked up another ship or,
Not if that's not what you're looking for. But
Oh.
the detector at his station probably would have. But it doesn't hurt to scan.
so I'm gonna
Sweep the area.
sweep the area.
Give me a roll.
Oh,
8 or above gets you information.
remember in Spiceball?
11.
11.
You had to comb the area.
Yes. No, there are no other objects around.
So it's just a cube.
Is there radiation?
Maybe it was a false program.
6.
Well, you don't detect any radiation.
Is there a door on the cube? Is it just solid? Is it?
Yeah. Oh,
Well, you know it's
I'll roll.
metallic, metal.
Can we?
to see if there's anything on the structure of the cube,
Okay?
like doors, airlocks.
Okay.
3.
Wait till I bring up my table. You got a what?
3.
Alright, I'm going to give it to you. There is a large seam detected on one side.
Well, we could leave it. Or
Well, is it,
we
like,
could
following us?
investigate it. I don't know what direction it's going. It said 187.50. I don't know what that means.
There, let me see.
Is it moving?
Yeah, is it, well, they said there was a bearing. Bearing implies movement, does it not?
That's relative to you.
Oh, okay.
It's at this or that bearing.
So do I do
Oh,
the
yeah,
scan
that's true.
to see if it's moving?
Sure.
Okay. 4. These dice suck.
It's just barely moving.
Barely.
It's just kind of adrift in space.
Alright, well then I want to scan for electricity.
Okay, make it good.
Come on. 9.
You see multiple, oops, I'll just tell you, multiple very faint power emissions, perhaps panel displays.
How about we could scan for heat?
Yeah? Alright. I'm gonna scan for heat. 8.
You detect no heat coming from it.
I want to investigate.
I think we should just ignore it and jump to hyperspeed.
We could salvage it. We can bring it in. I can pull it apart. We can sell whatever we get off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
So what are you guys gonna do?
I think we should set a course.
Okay.
Maybe what we can do is boss can set a course and the rest of us can suit up.
I'm not going on.
Someone needs to fly the ship.
You need a pilot.
I'll jump to hyperspace without you.
You're gonna do the
I ain't
same
getting off
thing.
the ship.
By the way, the
You're
box
gonna
is
do the
about,
same
yeah,
thing.
once he sets in the course and heads for it on maneuver drive, it's about 20 minutes away.
So that's enough time to suit up and grab whatever tools we need to strip anything that's...
Well, so I can be ready.
You're gonna leave us
I
behind.
should probably grab
just,
the medic bag.
just like
It's
Jeff.
too big to bring in our... Is it too big to bring in our airlock? Probably.
Nope. Oh, wait. You'd have to bring it in the ramp.
Is the airlock big enough on the ramp?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright.
So, Bosk is going to lay in a course and pilot them over to it.
Veronix, you should bring a gun just in case.
Alright.
Do our guns fire in space?
What am I, a
Let's see.
physicist?
Well, like
They'll
a
go 6
standard
times they'll go 6 times farther.
a standard gun requires an explosion, which requires oxygen. But if there was like an air chamber or something, maybe it could still fire.
Be discussing this amongst
Maybe it's a ray
yourselves.
gun.
I told you, I'm checked out now. Jex is dead. I don't gotta tell you guys nothing.
Alright, well,
You guys get to feel around the edges of this world and find out
alright,
for yourself.
bring a gun, we'll fire a shot.